Hi, welcome to my channel Unplugged. I've decided to create this YouTube channel to sort of document my journey and experiences with electric cars. And EVs sort of I've seriously been looking at electric cars for perhaps the last year. I did briefly look at them 4 years ago when I bought my current car, now Vauxhall Astra Diesel Elite Nav. Get that in there. I know it's nothing special, is it? A Vauxhall, like no one's lusting after a Vauxhall, are they? Apologies to anyone that's got a Vauxhall, but I'm sure you'd agree with me. They're nothing that special. But I say all of that. Mine's quite nice. I do really like my Astra. Um, yeah, so I bought my Astra 4 years ago because I worked in Brighton. I lived about 25, 30 miles away, and I thought diesel would make sense. But I've since moved. Last year we moved much closer to work. I probably live about 9, 10 miles away from work, and I sit and stop start traffic during my journey. So I now, like, more than anything, I really wanted an automatic. And then when I started looking into things, I thought, oh, actually, an electric car would be quite interesting. I did actually look at the Nissan. Well, I say look, I didn't actually go and drive it or anything. When I was looking at my Astra, I looked at the Nissan Leaf, but it was too expensive then. So I kind of shelved that idea. But now I'm in a position that maybe an electric car would be more suitable. So anyway, December last year, I signed up to this, I didn't sign up, I joined the waiting list of this car subscription company called eVeezy, where essentially you pay a monthly payment, you have use of whichever electric car it is you decide. Obviously, the prices vary depending on which car you choose, and all the servicing, MOT, everything's all included. If anything goes wrong with the car, they fix it. You can drive 1,000 miles a month. If you go over, there are charges, blah blah blah, things like that. So I thought, oh, that'd be a really good way to sort of like test drive an electric car. Maybe have it for a month or two, see how well it integrates with my lifestyle. So like I say, I joined the waiting list for that. They've got a Zoe, I think it was £289 a month, and a Nissan Leaf. I can't remember what it's more. I can't remember what the price is. But I was mainly interested in the Zoe. And like I say, that was 7 months ago. Spool forwards till now, and I'm still waiting. So I'm getting quite frustrated, and I really kind of wanted to get behind the wheel of an EV. So I thought, oh well, why don't you actually just go and test drive one? See if you like it. But I've seen videos and stuff on YouTube. Everyone rants and raves about how quiet they are and how quick off the line they are, etc. So I was kind of expecting to like it anyway. So I made an appointment last Saturday to go and test drive the Renault Zoe. Turned up, I think it's a nice. I think it's a nice looking car. The salesman showed me around. Obviously, it's smaller than our current car, but that was like one of the sacrifices that I think I was prepared to make. So took it out on the test drive, really impressed, quiet, quick off the line, blah blah blah. Anyway, kind of on the drive, we had it for a good half an hour. On the drive, my partner came with me, and we were talking about it. And I said, "Oh, I really really like this. Like, basically, I hope the finances work because I want to get it." So he said to me, "Don't be impulsive. Come away and think about it." So we went back to the dealership, crunched numbers, and it basically worked out £350 a month. For I can't remember how long. I'm not going to bore you with the finance details because that's neither here nor there. So anyway, came away from there and I was like, yeah, definitely want it, definitely want it. So my partner was like, no, I think you really should test drive other electric cars. And obviously in the last year, there have been like a raft of new cars that have come out. There's Peugeot's E208, there's a Vauxhall Corsa E. So there are a lot more options out there. But like I say, I'd be dropping down to like a super mini size car, and is that something that I really want to do? So anyway, I booked a test drive of the Peugeot E208 in Chichester, which is about an hour from where I live. But I also inquired about the E2008 because I really wanted to see how it compared size-wise. So I kind of went there expecting to really fall in love with the E208 because it's a similar price to the Zoe. basically I just wanted and I think it's better looking. Not that that's the be all and end all of everything. So yeah, got in the E208 and I was actually quite underwhelmed. Well, actually, I say I was underwhelmed. In the Zoe, I felt like you kind of sat on it rather than in it, whereas the E208 you felt very cocooned in the cockpit, which I really liked. The performance I'd say was similar to the Zoe, like quick off the line, all the normal electric car sensations. But I noticed that the regen didn't work. I put it into B mode and there was just no regen. Like the needle, the display, that's probably the best word. Whenever I let off the accelerator, the charge portion, it never went green, and I changed between D and B, could not get it to work. Anyway, I said to the dealer when I got back, explained that there was no regen, it just kind of like coasts, or whatever the word is, like a conventional petrol diesel car does when you let off the accelerator. He kind of looked at me like I had three heads, and he was like, "Did you definitely put it in B?" And I said, "Yes." So anyway, he said, "Oh, well, you're booked to do the E2008. Just make sure you put it in B. It will say B instead of D, and see how you get on with that." He was like, "When you let off the accelerator, it will come to a stop." And I thought, I know what regen is. Like, I experienced it in the Zoe the week before, so I know what it's meant to feel like. Anyway, I think it was just something wrong with that particular car I drove, because when I drove the E2008, the regen was much more aggressive, which was nice, because my first experience having driven the E208 first was, the regen's really weak. Couldn't feel it at all. But obviously, having only driven two cars, I didn't really have an awful lot to compare it to. I only had the Zoe the week before to compare it to. So anyway, when we was driving the E2008, my partner and I were talking about it, and we were both like, this is much more us. It's a much larger car. You're higher up, which is something we aren't at the minute. Like, I quite like the more commanding position that an SUV style kind of gives you. It's quite vogue at the minute, isn't it? So yeah, and also it had a panoramic roof, which I thought was amazing. Like, lets loads of light into the cabin. I was really surprised actually at how nice a feature that would be. As I've been like speccing cars online, I kind of thought, no, I don't need that. Yeah, so kind of when we arrived back at the dealership, I was like, yeah, the E2008 is definitely what I want. Anyway, sat down, was crunching the numbers and everything, and I said, look, not interested in the E208. E2008 is where I'm more at. I just kind of want to know the figures. Anyway, going through it, it basically boiled down to 450, 500 quid a month, which for me, I think is too expensive. I'd kind of budgeted that I was going to spend 350 quid a month, or I was prepared to spend £350 a month. So I kind of came away feeling a bit deflated, because I thought, really, now I've felt something or driven something that I really do quite like, and it's kind of out of my grasp, but I don't really want to spend £500 a month. So, I came away quite confused, should I say. So, anyway, on the drive back, it was about an hour drive, we was talking about it, and my partner said, look, it's too much. Like, you set yourself a budget, and it's more than you wanted to pay, so it's not feasible, it's not realistic. Like, there's no point setting a budget if you're not going to stick to it, which I think is quite true. So in any case, later that day, a couple of hours later, I was booked in at MG in Seaford, which is much closer to where I live, to test drive the ZS EV. So I thought, okay, this would be interesting, because it's the SUV 4x4 like style that I'm kind of preferring, but it's probably going to be cheap rubbish, because it's a similar price to the E208 and the Zoe. So turned up at MG, and I was actually like pleasantly surprised. Like, I'd read various bits and pieces online, like about the bongs, the bings and bongs, to let you know everything, what the car is and isn't doing. And that was kind of like, and actually I must say the dealer was very honest about it. He said, if you look this up online, you'll see this, but MG have released a software update that basically fixes that. So the bongs are no longer. So I was like, oh, okay. Obviously, there are other negatives, like everything. There's positives and negatives to everything. Obviously, the biggest draw about the MG ZS EV is its price. And when you compare it to cars of its size, it's sort of like undercutting them by about 10 grand. So considerably cheaper. So you're basically getting an SUV style car, or like larger SUV for the price of a Super Mini. So I was really quite confused. So I said, look, I need to think about it. I've test driven 4 cars over the last week. I don't want to make a snap decision. So now I'm kind of in that position where I'm just mulling things over. Like, I prefer the styling of the Peugeots. I think they look quite modern. However, like, Renault's got far more years of experience behind it, because the Zoe's been out since, was it about 2011 the Zoe came out? Whereas like MG and Peugeot are like new to the electric car world, so to speak. So I don't know, I've come away feeling all quite confused. So I'm just basically using this to sort of document my experience and see where it goes, because I really am thinking probably within the next week or two that I'm going to have made a decision. And let's see where it goes. So if you want to see where it goes, subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, like it, that's great. Or don't. I mean, everyone asks you to say, oh, subscribe and like it and everything like that. So please do. Also, if you've got any questions, well, not, to be honest, I've got no subscribers, there are going to be no questions, but maybe if this becomes popular, feel free to comment away and I'm happy to chat back. If you say something nice, I'll probably reply. If you say something horrible, I probably won't. I don't really care. Oh no, I say that, no, I probably will take it to heart, so who knows. So let's see where this goes. Lovely, that's it for today. So come back, watch the next video, whenever that will be, and I'll keep you posted. Lovely, take care, thanks, bye.